What we know,
Don't get sidetracked now, Liv.
is that
You
Eddie,
asked me a question about the
what
3
we
black
know,
jurors
I'm
that were
talking to
stricken.
AJ.
The
AJ
3
just
black
wanted
jurors.
to
No,
interrupt.
you're not going to jump around this panel.
AJ just
You
wanted
said
to
you would.
interrupt.
No.
And you
You
let
said
Tony
you.
interrupt.
No.
And so
You
now
said.
you want me to be quiet so
First
you
of all,
can
I
get your
didn't
point.
let
No,
anybody
we need
do
to
anything,
Let
Liv.
him
You
make his
came up
point.
here.
listen.
You said you wanted to talk to me.
Now,
Let
Lynn.
him
So that's
make
what
his
I'm doing.
points.
Now,
The 3 black
they
jurors.
kept
Let him
interrupting.
make
The
his
3
point.
black jurors that were
Okay.
stricken because they were in the education system K
And
through
so was the
12.
white woman.
The white woman was an esthetician instructor in Dallas. She did not
Yes.
deal with K through 12 students. It was a trade school. It is not the same thing,
Which a
not the
trade
same
school,
education.
a
You
trade
do not
school
need
would
to
deal
take
through 11th,
psychology
12th.
courses or anything.
I'm
No,
sorry.
the
I'm sorry, but
esthetician
Lynn's
school
a
dealt
trade
with
school.
adults.
Trade school would
Can
deal
you
with
stop
18, which would
overspeaking
be
her,
a
bro? Let
senior.
her speak.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
Crash, be
Lynn.
quiet. The
Lynn.
You've
adults are
been
talking.
Out
I'm
of
rambling.
sorry.
high
An
school.
Crash,
You
be
have to
quiet.
be
The
out of
adults are
high
talking.
school to go to
Depending on
trade
the
school.
state,
Shut the
depending
fuck
on the
up.
state within
Crash, be
Wisconsin,
quiet. The
trade
adults
school
You
are talking.
have to be
down to
out of
junior,
high
I've been
and they
school
quiet.
come
to
into
go through
schools. Hold
trade
on.
school,
Hold
Liv.
on, Lynn. What I'm
Bro,
telling you is that in my state, which
she's
may
trying
be
to answer
different in
your
Texas.
questions and you
1
keep...
second, Crash
Crash,
by.
the adults are
No.
This is what he
I'm
does. He
addressing Lynn, and they
steamrolls.
won't let me
Let
talk.
Lynn and Liv talk without
Jesus
everybody
Christ.
interrupting.
No,
Please and thank you.
I'll
Just let
interrupt.
the two
Jesus
of them
Christ,
today.
Crash
Crash,
by.
shut the
Look,
fuck
man, I
up.
Let
know
her
I'm
fucking
Liv, bro.
answer your
But
And
get my
Liv, will
meat
you
out your
please
mouth,
just be
man.
Liv? Will you please be equal in your talking time with Lens? Will you
I
please
would
just
love to, but then,
Yes, thank
then
you, Daniel.
AJ
Thank you,
and
Daniel.
Crash started to talk to me and
okay?
Tony. So I
Crazy
started
that
to
you allow
address them
yourself to
to
be
where Lens
distracted.
wouldn't let me address her. So then I started to address AJ, and Lens was like,
What are you
no,
talking about?
talk
I
me.
wouldn't
Now, this
let
is
you
just so
address
bad
me. I
faith
was
here.
literally answering
Oh
your
my gosh,
question.
Let
he's
him
still
make
going.
his
You got
point.
He's still
sidetracked.
going. Like, this is
Still
crazy.
going.
Now,
You
look,
got
what we
sidetracked.
need to know, well, first of all, within my state, trade schools start in high school, right? Like, you can start a trade in the 10th, in the late, the 11th grade, right? 11th and 12th grade.
Ninth
Okay.
grade in my state.
Furthermore, when you're talking about a trade school, even if you say that they're adults, seniors are 18, which would mean that esthetician would still be in the same and teaching in the same age range as Carmelo, who is 19 today, right? Now,
That's right.
furthermore, Eddie himself, upon cross-examination, said that he called Austin over to the tent. We know there are 3 photos where he knew Austin. We know that Austin went over there and he
Liv, you've been dropped from
Dang,
the panel for
somebody
5
paid to
minutes.
drop him.
Ooh, amen.
Whoever did that, thank God.
Every time
This
somebody
guy just
making a
doesn't
point,
listen.
You're
y'all want to
welcome. I
drop him,
worked
bro.
hard for my
Every
money.
time he making a point,
He's
y'all
just
want to
not
spend
listening to
$5.
the case facts, man.
Real
Y'all want
quick,
He's
to spend
guys.
straight up
$5.
ignoring all the
Y'all want to
witnesses.
spend $5 to drop him.
Real
That's
quick.
crazy.
Hold on, real quick. Liv, you can come back up to 48. Just so everybody knows, if you want to drop somebody for the entire live, it's $25 to drop them for the entire fucking live. So you get 48, you can come back up, Liv. Back to you guys.
Yeah, no, you can't just
25.
discredit where all the witnesses say he's the aggressor and go, oh, well, they're kids. And then, and the same right go, but they all said he came up to him. That just doesn't work out. You're just fucking picking and choosing. That's not how
You
this
can't
works.
argue.
You either take all of what the witness
when
says or
he's
you
not
take
on the
none of it.
panel.
And at the
He's not
same
on the
time,
panel.
4 of the witnesses tried to,
How
on
are
the
you
defense,
addressing
tried to
his points
change
when he's not on the
their
panel?
statements. They tried to change what they said happened from the police report to the day. He got caught.
Sir,
He had a bad defense. He was screwed anyway. It's over. It's not a race thing. If it was the other way around, if the WYT kid poked the
Just say white.
BLK kid, it would be riots.
Say white and black.
All of Texas would be burning down right now. And that's just a fact.
you can't argue these points when he's not in to defend his point. Like, why are you
He's
arguing his point
literally,
when he's not
listen,
there?
listen, he's literally in the comments.
straight, and I just let him know what it is. He's sitting here
You just
listening.
y'all keep kicking. Every time he makes a point, you kick him off.
Makes the point. He's made several points. Listen, trust me, Liv doesn't need you to defend him. He's the steamroll king.
Steamroll bullshit. He's
The
just
things that
spewing
Liv said.
nonsense.
AJ,
And
shut
that's
up
the
for a
problem.
minute,
Y'all
Liv.
don't
Just
listen.
stop.
Y'all don't listen.
Stop. I just want to address one thing because I agree with some of the points Liv made, but there's one point that I disagree with them on. First of all, I do agree that Austin was the aggressor. If somebody says like touch me and see what happens, it means like they feel threatened. Like if you touch me, I'm going to defend myself. That's what I mean. At least that's what kids mean when they say it. Like kids say that all the time. So it's like a way of them feeling threatened to me. Like I'm going to defend myself if you do anything to me. But in regards to what Liv said about like he knows damn well that there's a way different dynamic in K through 12 education because he's a teacher than like an adult education. There's the classroom management dynamics are different. The amount of emotional investment you put into the students, the amount of like dealing with kids on the playground, dealing with like breaking up fights is just different. And he knows that. So that's what he was being a little disingenuous in that point because adult education, and I know he was making the point, well, they're both 18. When you're a teacher in K through 12 and especially in high school, you're dealing with like playground issues and all that other types of shit that adult education teachers don't. There's just a different dynamic. And Liv knows that. So yeah.
So just so everybody's aware, the conflicting testimony actually came from the Centennial High School student who said that he was in the dugout with Carmelo Anthony and that he went to the memorial tent and he saw a push. On cross-examination, Collin County First Assistant District Attorney Bill Werski challenged the witness's earlier statements that Anthony was surrounded before the stabbing. Prosecutors showed surveillance footage that appeared to show the witness was not looking toward the memorial tent when the stabbing occurred. So that was the conflicting testimony. It was on
You
the
can't
defense.
argue that without him being present. He's not present to respond to what you're
Sir,
saying.
he's in the comments. Trust me.
So why
He's
don't you?
probably
So why don't
He's
you
rebuttaling
not
at the
respond to
present
same
it?
to
time.
respond
So why
to
don't
what
you
you're
respond
saying.
to it then,
Do
Lance?
you
Since you're
guys
so
really? Do
smart.
you really want
Why
to
don't you
have? Do you
respond
really
to
want
it,
to
sir?
have?
Respond
Just
to it,
wait the
sir.
2 minutes.
I've
Wait
responded
the
to
minute,
these
and when
things.
he gets back in here, he can debate it, man.
I've
That's what
responded
everyone
to.
got their
I've
points in,
responded
so
to
he can
these
come in here and
questions.
make his argument.
So
I'm
respond
gonna
Jesus,
to
kick
I've
it.
him
never seen
again
somebody
as soon
hate
as
a
he comes back
structured
in here,
argument
sir.
before. Damn. He has
But
4 dudes to
As soon as he
argue
comes back
against.
in here,
Everyone
I'm
wants to
kicking
he
make
his
their
he can't
point.
argue because y'all keep kicking him
Yeah,
off.
you just
Yeah, I'm
heard
gonna
Every
kick
everyone
time
you
he
out,
says
sir.
What's
something,
up,
you kick him
Birdie?
off
He can argue him.
because he's
Jesus,
Ducky,
making
that's you.
points that you
dumb.
don't like.
I never
It's
thought
me,
I'd
bro,
see
bro. How you
someone
been,
else
man?
cape for live more than
You
T-Bone,
Good
changed
bro.
it?
morning,
Holy
You
Birdie.
changed your
shit.
shit?
Yeah, I have like
What
3
up?
accounts. I changed this one to
Dang,
back.
bro. Liv
Hold
got
on, dude. Let me talk
Liv
to
got the
Birdie.
liberal
Can
men
I please
on
talk
his
to
wrapped
Birdie? Shut
around
up for
his
a minute.
finger.
Can I talk to
No,
Birdie?
he's just making great points,
Excuse
and they
me,
don't want to
Lance.
hear those
Excuse me,
points.
Lance. Can I please talk to
Sorry, homie.
Birdie? What's up, buddy? Yeah, this is my other
What's
account.
good?
I changed my name to Bass Reeves because he's like my idol. So
What happened?
Long
What happened to
name.
Liv? What happened to Liv? That's my bro. He
yeah,
ain't
he's
want to let
coming
you
up.
up here?
No, he's coming
Yeah,
up in
let
one.
him.
Hold on, people
Let
are
him.
listen. Look at my prompt. People are paying to drop people, so he's coming up in 1 minute. He has 1 minute left. Yeah.
I was just making sure. Nah, that's my bro. But what I was saying was, so, but hold up. But you know the crazy thing about that whole Anthony case, as far as the video that they're saying that they had a video that's out with proof of him being jumped or kind of ran down on or whatever. With that video, if they find out that video was in the prosecutor's hands, right, and he did not turn that over, that is a Brady
Correct.
violation.
It's a Brady violation.
That is
However,
a Brady violation.
that video does not exist.
I heard it exists. Everybody's talking about it.
No, it's only been
4
talked
people
about on
came on
YouTube.
TikTok Live and said it exists. It's not a real thing.
Yeah, it's Birdie. I promise you, I've
Hold on a minute,
scoured
bro.
Lance,
looking
hey,
for
Hold
it,
on a
Lance.
and
minute,
it was
bro.
Hey,
never
Lance,
brought
how's
up.
that?
Hold on a minute.
Hey,
Hold on.
Lance, I have a question.
Hold
though,
on a minute.
Lance.
Hold on a minute. Jesus Christ, Liv. They dropped you again for 5 more minutes, bro. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, Lance, I got a question. How's everyone seeing all these videos before anyone seen one word of a transcript?
Well,
I
that's the
haven't
thing.
seen
So
the video.
I don't know if they'll ever release the video. They may.
Hold on.
Where you see the
Hold on. Dana, you've been dropped. I got a message to tell you. You've been dropped, and the message says, go join your Academy friends.
Can I pay to bring somebody back?
You sure can.
Go
$10.
ahead, pay to bring your massa back.
This motherfucker's
Huh?
making cake over here, bro.
Yep.
Pay to
$10
bring
to
massa
Fuck
Liv
about
back.
it.
Bring him back. $10.
Tamp, that's a
Bring him
nice
back. I'll pay
PFP.
$5. to
I
drop
like
him
your
again.
profile picture, Tamp.
So the
Yeah,
court
I think the video
transcripts.
exists, Liv.
I'm about
Yeah.
to drop
I think-
your ass too, Birdie. How about that?
Oh,
So,
shit.
so
What?
okay. So
What
the
I
My
say?
pocket-
Damn.
No, you're cool. You're cool.
Make this dude
So-
rich. Drop them
so
all.
Birdie.
I know.
So Tony.
So wild, bro.
The court transcripts.
I got
it'll-
pictures. I got pictures of Ducky fucking a goat. So
You weren't supposed to tell nobody about that, bro. Damn, man.
So the court transcripts are not sealed. They'll be available, but it'll take a couple weeks to get those. I don't know if they'll actually release the video. They may not. I don't know. It so far has not been sealed.
Well, that's
So
my
anything should be shown.
Okay.
But you're right, Bertie. If there was some sort of exculpatory evidence that the prosecution
Yes.
had and they did not disclose it, that is a Brady violation. However, the notice of appeal that was filed is simply just a notice of appeal. It's not the actual appeal. However, the attorney, Carmelo Anthony says he has to get an attorney in order to go forward with the appeal. He has to get some representation. But the only argument that I've heard from the defense on the notice of appeal would be the Batson challenge that was taken up during trial.
What's that?
The Batson challenge?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Batson challenge is basically saying their argument with the Batson challenge is that there was jurors that were dismissed based off of race.
Oh, okay. He's gonna win an appeal, so it doesn't matter.
The Batson
No, he's
challenge
not.
was challenged at the
No, he's
time of
not.
trial, and the prosecution stated it had nothing to do with race. It had to do with the fact that they were educators within the K through 12 system. And the reason why, when you're looking at striking people from the jury, for example, in this case, if you have teachers, educators that are within a school system or whatever the case is, that's pertinent to the trial in terms of location, profession, whatever. A lot of times on a jury, those types of, like, anybody that's in the legal field, psychologist, anybody like that, a lot of times the jury will look to them to answer questions for guidance, leadership, those types of things. And they tend to listen to that person because they build some sort of friendship or some sort of bond with them on the jury rather than listening to the judge or to the attorneys when it comes to law.
Don't y'all think the case, the trial went a little fast? It was a speedy fucking trial, don't you think?
I would say there wasn't a lot of, I would say there wasn't a lot of evidence though.
Shut.
The right to a speedy trial is underneath the Constitution. But I guarantee if this goes to appeal, I guarantee it's not going to be 35 years. It's going to be
Yeah,
life.
they're gonna reduce it.
They're
No,
gonna take that GoFundMe and bought a good
Watch it.
lawyer instead of a house, huh? Frickin'
He's gonna get
Yeah,
life.
they should have
He's
bought a
gonna get
lawyer
life.
instead of
They
a
bought a
house.
house.
Oh,
They
this
gave
is
a
going to
pay
go
a
downhill
lawyer.
very quickly.
What?
Bertie, what do you think?
What are they doing?
I think if
You
he
just don't
go
know how
to
to handle
appeal,
money. That's the problem.
Do you think he was
if you
innocent?
go to appeal, I mean, for the circumstance,
get
I don't
more
think
serious.
I don't think it was murder one. I don't think it was murder one though. I mean,
So
the
unaliving
crime
people
was
is not considered murder?
the circumstances though, bro. According to the video, what I heard, he was beat up, right, and he tried to run out of the tent, and they snatched him. No, I'm just here. I haven't. You're right. I haven't. I'm just
Because he wasn't beat up. They went to court and look at the transcripts. They had witnesses that said they asked him 15 times he was to get the fuck out. He was not beat up, dude.
Yeah, Bertie, if you actually look at the police report when they actually described his physical appearance, and the only thing that they noted was blood that didn't belong to him on his hand. He didn't have any injuries or anything.
Bertie,
He wasn't beat up. That wasn't 5 minutes too, by the way.
It was.
Yeah,
It was 48. It was 48. Now it's 53.
Whining. He's
And try again. Are you good at math?
I'm pretty good about yeah.
Yeah. What's the difference between 48 and 53?
Like 15.
Okay, great. Also to that point about the jury selection, I do know that trade courses, Dana, to address your point, begin these trade courses begin in K through 12, right? And so
not-
the same argument they would have had to remove those three
Okay.
black women jurors because they taught trade courses. Is the
Liv,
same
what's-
argument that
okay.
I'm sorry, I was in the middle of talking. And you said I was the steamroller. You continue to interrupt. This is wild, Lynn.
Well, you don't let other.
It's
you ask
almost like it was
questions and you don't let other
gaslighting.
people
And oh my
answer the
gosh, I
questions.
haven't even finished
Here
the
you go
cohesive
again.
point.
Here you
Oh my
go, Carlos.
gosh.
You gotta
Yeah,
get
let
involved.
finish because I didn't know. Let finish because I didn't know that information right there. So some
Because it's
Liv
not
doesn't
true.
jurors
stop talking.
were pulled out because they taught trade school.
Well, yeah.
So trade
So the
class?
white woman. So what happened was they struck three black women, right, off of the jury because they said they were educators, right?
In the school district,
And
K
so
through 12.
and so
Yeah.
and so it goes to what Dana's point was that if I'm sorry, I may have been Lynn's. I don't know. I get white women confused sometimes. Look, but what it goes to is that trade courses are also taught in K through 12. So if you were going to strike the 3 black women, you should have struck the
Well, it's
trade
time for you to
school
crash
teachers.
out the whole
Okay,
fucking thing.
so
Okay.
so live
Because
live
I've been responsible.
live
You
really
see what I'm
quick.
saying, Birdie?
Yeah,
Wait,
live.
but didn't the black women
I
also?
got
Hold on
Didn't
a
the black
second.
women
Yeah.
Here we
also?
go.
Hold on a second. Live really quick to your point. In order
Mhm.
to enroll in any sort of esthetician school, you have to have a high school diploma or a GED equivalent.
Well,
You
we're
cannot.
talking about the reason. We're talking about the reason in which the
Correct.
prosecution laid out.
Yes, which is
But that's
because they
that
weren't.
is
Okay,
inconsequential
what
to
was
the case.
what was the argument then? What was the
Yeah,
argument
the
for the
argument that the
prosecution?
prosecution laid out is that they were too close to the young people in K through 12 education to be able to make rational decisions. That their decision would have been biased. Whereas you have a trade school teacher who, again, as I've already laid out, trade school already starts in Texas in K through 12. So the same way that the 3 black women were struck, the white woman should have been
Where
struck.
did they bring up
But
an
she
emotional
wasn't. Now look,
bias?
that is in fact grounds for an appeal.
Where? Okay, great. Where did they say it was an emotional bias, or did they say because they were educators and this happened on school grounds that it would be
I'm
that it would present a
paraphrasing. Now look,
conflict?
now we can go.
Oh, you're paraphrasing.
Now I'm
Going to negate
paraphrasing.
what
Hold
the-
on.
They
Because
didn't
now
say it
being
would be
too
a
close-
Are we
conflict.
gonna
Being too
forget
close
what the
to the
black?
age of those young
Are
people
we
would
going
still
to
be an
forget
emotional
what the
tie.
black women said?
Thank you.
Are we going to forget what the black women said though, on how they show their biases, saying that I
Okay,
can't put
but he
another
still has
one
the
of
right
me
to be
in jail?
represented by a jury of his peers.
Actually, that wasn't the.
Are we
Well, no,
serious
no,
right
Tony,
now?
I would
Tony,
disagree.
Tony,
His peers. Yes, he was.
Tony,
I
that
would
wasn't.
disagree.
Tony, that wasn't.
You,
Hold
you
on a
know what?
second.
You know what jury by peers it comes from? You know
Hang
why?
on,
you
hang
know
on, wait,
why
wait,
jury by
Crash.
peers-
Wait,
Yeah,
Crash,
I would
wait,
like
Crash.
to see black
It's the Magna
representation.
Carta. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah, I would like to
Tony,
see
Tony,
that. That's
the black
inconsequential.
the black
Live around
women that were stricken from the jury didn't say that. There was a black man that said that he would have a hard time putting a brother in jail.
But hang on,
All right,
Liv.
let me ask y'all a question,
Hang on,
though,
let me
honest
ask Liv a
question.
question. Let me ask Liv a question. Liv, in your
Jesus
opinion,
Christ.
does a jury of your peers mean it has to be all black people?
Not
Oh,
all.
I said no.
Hang
What
on,
I
hang on,
just
hang on,
didn't
hang
hear
on,
what I
hang on.
just
You
I'm not
have
said.
done.
one
I'm
of
not
them,
done.
Well,
then
what
they'll
I
get
said
off.
is I
Yeah.
would
Hang
like
on,
to
I'm
see
not
black
done, man. I'm not
representation.
done.
Just have one
Furthermore,
black person. That way,
furthermore, it's
all
about
black people can
striking
do
of
whatever
Oh my
they
the
God.
want
black
to.
women that were jurors, and there were
Hang
no
on,
black
Liv.
people
You're not going to answer
in
my
the state
All
of
question.
you need
Texas.
is one black
Competitive.
person. That way,
Is a
black people
racist
can do
state.
whatever the fuck they want to. Is that what
Hang
you're
on,
saying?
let me finish my question.
Hold
Oh
on,
my gosh, you
bro.
guys are
This is what
crashing
I
out,
don't
bro.
be appreciate. Hold on, slow down. See, this is the argument turns into some lowbrow shit when you make statements like that, bro.
No, it's
You
true.
didn't let me
It's
finish,
true.
Hold on.
man.
So
How
what
would
do you
you?
think
How
would have
would you
happened if
feel
a black
if your
person was
son?
on the jury?
Hold on. Just
He
one
would
second,
have
my
been
brother.
innocent.
No, bro. Just had
That's what you're
a
saying.
wider view, a wider perspective. Let me ask you a question, honestly. If your son was
Oh, I
on
get it.
trial for pewing or unaliving a young black kid, and when you went to court, the whole jury was full of black men.
Okay,
How
well,
would
if
you
my
feel?
son unalived a black kid, he'd go to prison. Yeah, that's what happens when you unalive people.
Can I ask you a quick
I don't
question?
care if it's my
In
son or not.
Texas, do you know the stand your ground statute in Texas? Crash.
I don't live in Texas, but yeah, I don't think it extends to what this case is.
Well, I'm
At
sorry.
all.
So you don't know what it is?
No, I kind
Okay,
of
great.
understand it,
AJ,
but
do you
it
know what the
obviously
stand
had
your
nothing
ground
to do with
statute
this
is in
I do,
Texas?
but can I finish my question?
Okay, what
I
is
don't
it?
live
You
in
just
Texas.
interrupted me and railroaded my question.
I didn't. I haven't said anything. That
You
was
did.
Crash out.
I
That
got
was,
through the first
that
half
talking
of my
over you.
question, and then you just started answering.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
That's not true at
denial.
all.
Not
But
being
all right,
disingenuous.
if a
That's
jury of
literally
your
been crashed
peers,
out. He's still
if
going.
it
Look,
I'm
means
not crashing.
like
look. That's
people
him
that
right
look
there.
just like you, then you're saying that a jury of your peers, when you're not out in public, like your peers are not people that look other than you. So you're saying society, your peers are only people
I
that
think
look
all
like
men,
you.
all white
It doesn't
people
make
are racist.
sense.
AJ. You wouldn't want to have that conversation with me. Look, but more than
Yeah,
that,
we know
Dude,
that.
you don't
We
want to
know
have
that.
that conversation with me because you can't answer that question. Because a jury
Yeah,
of your
I would
peers
say
does not
that the
mean
white-
people that look like
I would
you.
say
We're
that
all
the
Peers are
white,
people that you live,
based
work
on,
by, and a part of your
I'm
community.
going to
That's
answer
your
you.
peers.
Based on this country's history, more likely than not, that
Oh,
white
no.
person
Here
should
we
be
go
in
talking
jail
about Jim
for
Crow
Hold
50 years
unaliving
ago.
black people because white people
No.
Hey,
have a
Stop
proclivity
it.
to
who sold
unalive
the
black
slaves? Who sold the slaves to the white people?
people.
There you
White
go.
people.
There you go.
It was white
Are
people.
they
Why,
racist?
why,
Or what?
It was actually white people.
Why are we doing that?
It was white
Thank you,
people.
Crash. It was
White
African
people sold slaves.
Africans.
White people went into
that
Africa.
sold the Africans
Hey,
to
really
the white
quickly.
people.
No, white people went into Africa and
You'll
stole
sell
the slaves.
yourselves out real quick.
No,
we
they
didn't.
shot one
No, we
gun
didn't.
and they
White
said,
people
"Ooh,
went into
we
Africa
like
and
it.
stole the slaves.
5
Dude.
for 1."
Dude,
That's
white
what
people
they
went in
said.
African soldiers. So you
We
guys are
stole
lowbrow.
them. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Show me
I
a bill
forgot
of
about
sale.
that part of history.
Show me a bill of sale from a black person to a white person in this transatlantic slave trade.
Oh, there was a lot of bills of sale.
Okay. Does that excuse the United
They
States
sold for
creating
like
a?
$5
Show
to
me one.
$200.
Show
That
me
was
one.
a lot of money back
Show
then.
me one.
It was a lot of money.
Show me one.
Bro, go to the museum.
Where's
They're
the
there.
money? Like if there was a bill of sale, then where was the
are
money?
we gonna pretend like we don't know about the Dahomey tribe? Liv?
Yeah, the Dahomey tribe didn't exist at the beginning of the 1400s when the first black slave was sold in Portugal, or the start of the transatlantic slave trade. They came around in the late 1600s, 1700s. Try
Yeah,
again.
you're just wrong.
Like this is just bad. Y'all do
You're
not want to
just
do this
wrong.
with me and Birdie on the panel.
Whatever
I
history you
swear to God
learned
you
is
don't.
fucking false.
I swear to God you don't want to do this right now.
I swear
Just
to
go
God
back
you
to
don't
the
want to do
advocate.
this.
You're better
Go
off.
look at your history.
I know the
sold
history.
You're like,
I
you're
have a
so
degree in
far
it.
wrong,
Right,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Like y'all don't want to do this
I
with me
have
and
a
Birdie on the
degree.
panel.
You better listen to what I say.
Okay. Look it up.
I have
Look,
a
Linz is
degree.
about to look it up and she's gonna come back with some other
But
bullshit.
you know the crazy thing though. But you
What?
know the crazy thing, Liv, is that when they talk about slavery.
Who
I
is
mean,
they? Is it white people?
yeah, white folk.
Oh, okay.
When you talk about slavery, right? Okay, move outside of slavery. In 1808, they ended the importation of enslaved Africans, and what did America do? They started breeding.
It wasn't
the ones that
America.
But even then though, you know what's diabolical about
America
that?
wasn't created till
You know what's
1776.
that's 1800. Yeah, that's
1808.
after what he said. Look,
1808 comes
Yeah, that
after.
wasn't
You see what I'm
America.
saying? You
yeah,
don't
that's what
you
I'm
don't wanna
saying.
do
These
that with us,
motherfuckers is
bro.
dumb. Look,
Just chill.
but the other
Chill
part is like even when we go back to the colonies, in colony of Carolina, you can look at Article 110 that said that the white man was supreme to all Africans, right?
Yes, we
Like,
are.
let's be very honest about this. So even if you look
No,
at the
the
slave
fuck you
trade,
are
that is
not.
very different
We
than black
built
folks selling black
America.
folks. That is
We
white
built
people
what you're
created a
using right
hierarchy
now to talk
to
on
where
the
they could
phone.
go out and
Your
unalive
life,
black people.
white man.
Look,
Your roads, white man. The railroad,
that's not who
white
created
man.
roads, dude. Y'all
Steel,
didn't even
white
exist,
man.
man. Y'all didn't even exist. Whiteness and white people have only existed
America,
for about 6
white
to
man.
10,000 years.
Independence,
Black
Put a
people
white
have
your
man.
ass
existed
in
The 4th of
Africa,
July,
to be honest
white
with
They're
you.
the
man.
oldest haplogroups in the world.
Are you
Who
not
gave you
happy
your
to be
freedom?
here?
The white
Would you
man.
rather be in Africa?
Yes.
You
Well,
would
go.
Okay,
Get
go
the
the
fuck
fuck
out.
back. How about that?
No, y'all owe me money
Make
first.
Africans
Then I
go
go.
away. How about
We
that?
owe
Y'all
you
owe me
nothing.
money first. I'm
We owe
just
you
here for my
nothing.
check.
bro.
I'm
That
just here
shit
for my
happened
check.
before you
Hold
were
up,
around,
hold up.
and you never
Ducky, is this-
experienced no slavery or no
Is this what
fucking
we doing, Ducky?
segregation at all.
Mhm.
Get out of here with that fucking
Hold
victimhood.
on. I got 3 rules. Here's my 3 rules. We don't dox, right? We don't use racial slurs, and we don't fucking talk about kids. Those are my 3 rules.
I got a question.
Go for it.
Is okay, so when we talk about like docs, and if I was to say like you eat sugar grits and bacon fat, is that against the rules or not?
No, bro, it's not.
Okay.
No, that sounds
sugar grits and bacon
tasty.
fat.
That shit
Eat
sounds
motherfucker.
tasty as fuck.
Hey, but listen, man, y'all don't want to have that conversation. Also, white people
You
went
just
into
literally are
Africa as
avoiding
an order from the president. I'm not the president, but the Pope, to go into Africa and steal
Pope's a white
African
dude,
people,
by
and
the
that
way.
predates. And just really quick, Lens, while you're trying to fight to figure that out, the reason that white people are going into Africa and taking African people is
we're
because the
superior.
Pope signed Doom de Versailles in response to
Yeah, the Papal Bull of
Exactly.
1455
yeah, and
by Pope
so
Nicholas
that would have
V. Yeah, I know
told
about that.
white people to go into Africa and steal African people,
What did the
to
Papal Bull?
confine them to
What did
perpetual servitude
what did the
in the
Papal
name
Bull
of
say?
God Almighty. Now look,
What did the Papal Bull say, Liv?
now I said it confines it. Which one? Well, the
What
Pape
did the-
Bull,
what did-
Doom de Versailles specifically, was
Yeah.
the Pape Bull that said that is going to consign Saracens and pagans in the northern African territories to perpetual servitude, and this was in response
If they
to the
didn't
king
convert
of the
to
Congo, King
Catholicism?
Nzimba Mbembe. I'm sorry, I'm still talking. The King
Don't
Nzimba
stop talking,
Mbembe, who
is
wrote
the
a series of
problem.
24
You
letters
just continue to
because
talk.
Europeans were going into Africa and depopulating the continent.
Can
right?
you let her
And so
answer
we know that the
or
Pope
interact?
went into Africa, right? The
King John
Pope
ruined
allowed
y'all
for
people.
Europeans to go into
Let the
Africa
man teach.
and steal
Dude's
African
on a
people.
monologue,
We
bro.
know, and I'm talking to Lens, and Lens, we know that about 104 or 75 years after that, maybe about 85 years after that, you had people like, what's his name? Sir Admiral John Hawkins, who on his first trip into Africa just went and stole 300 people, right?
Okay,
So
great.
now look, now can you
can I-
substantiate the
can
Dahomey
I-
tribe existing in the 1400s when
Yeah,
this Pape
so
Bull was signed?
Yeah, so the Dahomey tribe actually started in the 1600s, right?
Yeah,
When did the
that's not the
transatlantic?
1400s.
Yeah.
And I said the
Hold on,
16 and
hold on,
1700s.
hold on,
Okay,
hold
can
Stop
I
on.
finish?
overspeaking
Hold
her.
on. Hold on. None of my mods, Miss whoever you are, at least real quick. Aaron, your mod is antagonizing but muting. If any of my mods are muting anybody in here, I will take your mod powers away. Do not mute and do not block and do not drop without my permission. Go ahead.
If
I'm
Casey.
sorry.
anybody's getting muted,
I'm
it
sorry.
was
I
Yeah,
also
me.
need to
so
make this
And I've
statement
not
really
been
quickly,
can
muted.
I?
Liz.
No, 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 no,
I
no, no.
apologize.
I'm
No,
gonna
let her
No, you're
respond
gonna
to all
respond.
that.
It's not about
dude.
you. It's about the chat. I just
Let
need
her
to let
respond.
Belinda know that she makes her pasta sauce with ketchup. Go ahead.
What the fuck, dude?
I haven't
That's
seen
funny
Belinda
as
in a while.
fuck.
I
I
need her
like
to know
that.
that.
That's
It's a whole thing.
hilarious. We might be friends, Liv.
She's Italian and she makes her pasta sauce with ketchup.
Okay, so when you're talking about the sanctioning, legalizing the slave trade with Africa, it was based off of whether or not they were going to convert to Catholicism, right?
Initially,
Okay, great. And the
that's where you got
trans-Saharan
King
slave
Nazimba and
trade,
Bembe,
the
King Alfonso the
trans-Saharan.
First.
Okay, great. So the trans-Saharan slave trade actually existed prior to that, correct?
No.
Yeah, it
See,
did. The
this is a
trans-Saharan
no,
slave
because
trade
no,
existed
I'm
in
going to
Africa
clarify
long
for you
before the
why I say that.
transatlantic. It was actually modeled
Well,
after the
listen, it's not.
trans-Saharan.
Yeah, so that's just it's actually the sub-Saharan trade, and the sub-Saharan trade only allowed 3 to 5% of that trade was slavery. And when we look at that form of slavery, it wasn't race based, it wasn't for a lifetime, and it was based on either being a prisoner of war, debt peonage, or something like that, similar to the United States,
Or
similar to
parents
the
selling
United
their
States,
children into slavery.
similar to the United States 13th
Men
Amendment.
selling their
Now, what we
wives.
know,
Men selling
I'm
their
sorry,
daughters.
Lance,
Yeah.
we just need to clarify this because people may not know this, right?
Oh my God,
That when we look at
Why do
gold,
you
that
just keep
the
talking?
vast majority of the gold of that trade, it was gold, salt, and copper deposits, as well as
Okay, so goods,
rare
correct?
minerals, right?
Goods, property, correct?
This guy doesn't
Huh?
even know that there were
Goods
slaves
and
in
property,
Spain
right? Goods
No.
and
in the
property, right?
1520s in Spanish
No.
So
Florida.
the point of the
No.
trans-Saharan slave
Fucking
trade, the
idiot.
reason
No.
why it's called the trans-Saharan slave trade is
It's not
because
called the trans-Saharan
okay,
slave trade.
okay.
It's called
All right.
It's called the sub-Saharan trade.
Okay, whatever, Liv. The point is, I'm not going to sit
Sub-Saharan.
here and argue semantics with you.
Well, no, it's very
They can't
different.
stand hearing a smart
Okay, hold on
black
a
man
second.
talk.
At the
That
end,
shit burning their
Liv,
asshole.
Liv,
I know, Brady.
Liv, at the end of the day, what you're talking about is you're talking about property passing from one person to another in trade, money, trade, goods, all of that stuff, right? People were used in the same capacity.
They were not.
That is what. Yes,
they
they
were not.
were.
That's not true.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
They were sold on a
Substantiate
market
that.
with other goods.
I'm sorry. Show me. Substantiate that.
Sure, hold on.
Hold on. This
All
is
right,
my
thank
last. This is my last warning to my mods. Do not mute. Do not drop. Do not do anything without my permission. Please do not do it, or I'll take your mod powers away. It is pay to drop on this panel only. Do not make any racial slurs. Do not talk about kids. Do not dox. Those are my only rules.
And so, what we need to talk about when we talk about the sub-Saharan trade
No, hang on. You've been fucking.
is that
you've been grifting
hey, listen,
for a
man, you're
minute.
not
It's my
listen. You're
turn,
not
buddy.
equipped on this.
No.
You're
It's
not
my
equipped
turn,
for
buddy.
this. Look.
You've been grifting for like 5
Oh
minutes
my
straight.
gosh, you guys are
It's my
crash
turn.
outs, dude.
Shut the fuck
You
up.
guys are crash outs.
No, because if you're not talking, and
Hey, what
it's just
percentage?
you.
Really quickly, what percentage? One of y'all can tell me what percentage of the sub-Saharan trade was slaves prior to your
No. We're going
European
to talk about what
intervention?
I was going to bring up because it
Yeah,
was more
I'm just asking you a
important.
question.
The first, if we're going to talk about slaves in
I'm just
America,
asking
in
you a
the
question.
1520s, Spanish Florida had
Well, I'm
slaves,
talking about
and the
100 years
first
before
actual
that.
slaves to arrive in America were
I'm just talking
seized
about
from
the
a
100 years before that.
Portugal slave ship,
I'm
seized by
asking 100
English
years before that
fucking
first.
privateers.
Yeah, we're talking.
So
And
get
those
out
were
of here with
pirates.
that. And
Yes.
the earliest record instances of slavery date back to 2300
Mesopotamian.
BCE. So if you're going to
Yeah,
talk about
Mesopotamian.
slavery, why don't you
But it
talk about
wasn't
all the
race
other
based, and it
countries?
wasn't
America
chattel.
was like the 8th least
It
fucking
wasn't race based,
slave
and it wasn't
populated
chattel.
country. There's
It
more
wasn't race
slaves
based,
in
and it wasn't
in the
chattel.
world now than anywhere. But
Yeah,
you
it
don't want to
wasn't
talk
race
about
based, and
that.
it
You want to
wasn't
talk about
chattel.
how back in fucking 1720 there was 1,500 fucking black people that were slaves. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, in the sub-Saharan trade, it wasn't race based,
That's
and
why.
people weren't deemed to be
That's
chattel.
Literally, you're just grifting.
AJ.
Oh
I think
no.
AJ. That's why I really, in my soul, I really believe that. I think white tea people need to go through about 400 years of what black people went through.
No,
And then
because
maybe your
WYT people were smarter than you guys. We went to Africa with a
You've
gun
never
and
been
they traded
smartest.
people
You've
that they
never
didn't
been
want there
smarter than
to
us.
America.
Your whole
You've never been
descendant
smart
line
in
is
this.
people that were like captured by your own people and then sold by your own people. I get the
Why-
fuck
why-
out of here.
What's the
And
name
your
of the
dad is your
tribe,
uncle,
AJ?
motherfucker.
AJ,
Your
name a
dumb-
tribe.
you got a
struck a
dumb-
chord.
One second, Lance.
I struck a
AJ, name
chord,
a
I'm
tribe that
taking a
sold
chip
African
out.
people. Name a tribe that sold African people in the 1400s. AJ, name a tribe that sold African people. You can't sit here and make that claim and then not tell us who did it. Name a tribe.
So when did slavery?
Name a
Go
tribe.
find
Don't
the
move the
right
goalpost. You
tongue-clicking
said it. Hold on,
orientation.
AJ.
Because they were still
Substantiate
doing
that.
it up till like
AJ,
2000.
substantiate that. 1 second, Crash. I want to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you're
Give
fine.
me a
But
second. I'm about
AJ
to find it.
gotta
Give me
substantiate that,
maybe
bro.
a
This is
minute and a
regular
half.
blue room. Can you substantiate that? Tell me a tribe. You said that black folks was selling black folks. Name a tribe. In the 1400s. That's the time period me and Linz are talking about. The intersection of the sub-Saharan trade, right? And how Europeans went in and it evolved to the transatlantic slave trade because Europeans were going into Africa and stealing and
All
selling
right, here we
African
go.
people.
The Ashanti Empire.
Yeah, that
the
wasn't, they
Igbo
didn't exist in the
traders,
1400s.
Kingdoms of Dahomey and
They didn't
Wida,
exist in the
the Aerial
1400s.
Confidency in
They
Nigeria,
didn't
the
exist in neither
Bobangi,
those
the
two that you
Mosi
just said didn't exist
Kingdoms,
in the
the Benai
1400s.
Empire,
that happens.
the
He
Adawai
just saying
Dynasty.
things, bro.
I mean, that's
Hey,
fucking
when
10
that
of them
happens-
right there,
running
buddy.
off tribe names. Come on,
I
guys.
know, this is
be
crazy.
honest in the conversation, man.
He just
Yeah, he's not tracking.